Still 6:15, May 9th. Call the meeting of the Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order at 6:15. John George is present, I'm present, the town manager Mike Dutton is here. We are down one member at the moment due to the fact that we had an election, and the third member did not seek re-election. There has not been a reorganization yet, so we will move to the minutes from our April 18th, 2023.
Make a
meeting.
motion to approve.
It's a motion by Councilor Sean George, second by Dennis Gallagher to approve the minutes of April 18th. All those in favor?
Aye.
2-0. Minutes are approved. Public comment? I don't see anyone from the public here. So I will move on to legislation referred. Order 0 FY 23-053 town clerk's salary. It's been here for a couple meetings. What I put together is, well, I made a copy for you, Sean. This is what Laurie Grenier sent me earlier on. So the request that you put in was to give a step increase pursuant to pretty much what most of the other employees are getting effective July.
Right.
So there's been some discussion, and I believe the Finance Committee has not voted on this yet. It's not on our agenda for the council meeting tonight. However, the budget is on our meeting. I'll ask Michael that question in a minute. So what you see in the printout that I gave you is step 12 of grade 12 would put the town clerk at $49.70.0716 an hour. Based on a 35-hour work week would make the salary $89,310.52. I believe that's what you put in. No, you did.
Yeah.
You put in the one before that.
Right, 8507. So
Right.
that's the-
There's been some discussion whether to make adjustment to that. I mean, so I highlighted three options here.
Mhm.
The option of 12-12, which brings the position. I gotta get away with saying him, her, or what. But the 12-12 would bring the position to $49,0716 to $89,310. We really can't go into the 13. We can go into the 13s, but we can't go into the early 13s because all the pay grades until you get down to 13-8 are less than the 12-12.
Mhm.
So grade 13 step 8 would make the salary $49,791.8 or $90,621.44, and step 9 of the grade 13 would bring it $51,0366 to $92,887.02. I'm comfortable with going to 13-8.
Yeah, so I was actually invited to the Finance Committee meeting. They had some great questions. I think after that, considering the number itself per se, plus we had some other information sent to us on area clerks, not necessarily exactly what we have in Bridgewater, but still a good reference point. I would be comfortable making the change to the grade 13 step 8, yeah, as you would propose. So I will make a proposed amendment to order FY 23-053. Set town clerk salary July 1st, 2023, grade 13, step 8. So that would be $49,791.8 hourly for an annual of $90,621.44.
And I will second that.
Okay.
Amendment. I think that's pretty fair to what we've been talking about. So, Michael, in the budget tonight, the budget that we're probably going to vote on tonight has a lesser amount. We can't increase anything, I guess. So how would you handle? And this isn't even on the agenda tonight.
Right.
The town clerk salary.
So I would say, pass the budget's at 85,007.
Right.
Pass the budget, and then when this comes along, I'll give you, one, assuming it gets approved,
Right.
I'll just give you a funding order and we'll figure it out.
I think it's certainly something we can cover. It's
Yeah.
not- it's not-
Oh, yeah, no, we'll do.
Okay. So on the amendment, so all those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye. So it's a 2-0 to amend the order FY 23-053 to 90,621.44 annually, which is grade 13, step 8. Now we're acting under the main motion.
Make a motion to approve?
There's a second by me. All those in, any discussion on that?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 2-0 to approve. And again, in addition to that, there's a $900 stipend that the town clerk gets for.
Yep.
So it'll be 91,500. All said and done.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, we budget, just so you know, we budget the stipend as a separate line,
Yes.
so.
So now we have the ASME contract. Ratification of the ASME contract, which is attached.
So ASME is pretty straightforward. There's no chance, we're about a year in arrears. So it's an FY 23, 24, and 25 contract. FY 23, there are no changes at all. Minor change, non-monetary changes. FY 24, we are proposing 2-step increase to everybody and granting, let me back up. Changing the step schedule so that we eliminate the first 3 steps or 4 steps and add 3 steps or 4 steps at the top end. So it's shifting the salary scale by 3 or 4 steps, 4 steps actually. And then granting an FY 25 of 2 steps and an FY 24 of 2 steps. So the theory behind it is we're challenged finding qualified licensed DPW workers. So that gives them a little bump over and above what we normally would do for a collective bargaining agreement.
So what are we talking about percentage wise? Obviously 0.
5%, 5 each year, a 0, 5, and a 5.
Wow.
Yeah. No COLAs.
And that'll be,
Just 2
and
steps.
you'll come back later on. This isn't built into this.
It is built in.
It's
Yeah.
built into these numbers. It won't be
Yeah.
another order to
Right.
fund it.
For the first time in a long time, you won't have
Oh,
to fund it.
excellent.
Yeah. Because we're within the FY 23 and there are no changes for FY 23. So it worked out.
So Michael, in Article 23 under wage adjustments, just so I following it. So you've got fiscal year 2023, no change in compensation. Then you've got fiscal year 2024. Each existing member would receive 2-step increase. And then in 2024, which is fiscal year 2025, existing members would receive 2-step increase.
Right.
So is that what you said earlier, or is that different? Because I thought for this fiscal year upcoming, there wasn't gonna be any change, but this says it's a 2-step increase.
No, sorry, for this current fiscal year, which is part of this agreement,
2023,
right, which
Okay.
ends June 30th. For this fiscal year, there's
Okay.
nothing. For next fiscal year, which
2024.
begins July 1st, there'll be a 2-step increase.
yeah, for July 1st, 2023 is fiscal year 2024.
Right.
Okay, so nothing retroactive, upcoming to, and then another year from now.
Exactly.
Okay, all
Exactly.
right, I just want to follow it. in my head. Okay, other than that, I don't have any other issues or questions.
And the 5% for fiscal 24 is built in, so there'll be.
Yeah. Yep. Do you have anything else?
No.
I make a motion to recommend.
I'll second the motion to recommend. Any other discussion?
No.
All those in favor? Sean? Dennis, aye, 2-0 to recommend. Is that on tonight for?
I think so, yeah. No, it definitely is.
Get that on there, Deb? 2-0?
Yeah, it's on tonight's agenda.
Okay,
And then we have, so that's done. And then we have the opioid settlement order, FY 23-010. Yeah. another fund.
Woo-hoo.
So we're gonna get, so I think it's a good idea. I mean, I know that, have we received anything yet? Or it's
I
gonna
think
come in waves, right?
It's coming, yeah, in yearly payments. I think Lori said we've got about $25,000 so far. We're part of a couple of different class action suits which have been settled, so we'll be getting a little bit more over the next number of years.
So I think we had this conversation last meeting when we discussed. No, but recently. So the money that comes in to this fund, is it going to be revenue shared with the district with the specific purpose of education around opioid, things of that nature? So the town will have a portion, the district will have a portion, but those funds have to be used for a specific purpose.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Specific, you know, they can be used for a host of different, I mean, there's a list that that the AG's office sent out, you know, saying these are qualified uses, but education is probably obviously.
Education and
piece of
assistance.
use, Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right,
Yeah,
good.
but short answer is yes.
Okay,
So you could like bring in like a speaker. A lot of people here
Yeah.
have been through the programs, you know, like motivational speakers to speak at high school, like for assembly or something.
Exactly.
And that if there's a fee for that, you could pay them out of that fee or any other
Mhm.
Yeah.
costs.
if there's a support group and they need
Yeah.
help with supplies or things like that, that would be eligible as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
So is there a motion to approve FY 23-010?
so moved.
Motion by Sean George, second by Dennis Gallagher. All those in favor?
All right,
Aye, 2-0. And then the next one, that doesn't really have a purpose.
It just,
It's
the first one that creates the bowl to put the money in, and the second one says we're all 100% of what we get, we'll put in that bowl. Versus we could go down, the law that's referenced there says at least you have to allocate at least 25% of whatever the revenue stream is. In this case, it makes no sense not to do 100% because we can't use it for anything else other than
Right.
opioid related.
and then the revenue comes in, but then again, the district has the ability to use it for that dedicated purpose, and the town does as well.
Mhm.
Okay. I have no issues or additional questions.
Is there a motion to?
So moved.
To recommend? Second.
Yep.
By me, all those in favor?
Aye,
So that passes 2-0 to recommend FY 23-011. Get the revolving thing attached here. I mean, that's not.
no,
Oh, you,
We're all
That's it.
done.
public comment. You have
Public
it,
comment?
right?
I know, I was looking at April 18th.
See, this is.
This is why I put that out. This is too soon. Anybody else? Anybody here from the public wish to speak at the end of our meeting?
I don't see anybody.
got another half an hour.
Another half hour. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn
So
at
moved.
6:29 PM.
So moved.
Second by Dennis Gallagher. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 6:29 PM.